Hello everyone, Owen Azuris here, and we are going to take another look at Yodanji. So now I've actually gone and played the game some, looked up some information about it, learned some more about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit continue here, and we're going to take a look at each of the three characters that I started with, talking to people online and also reading some stuff. It looks like you don't necessarily always start with the same characters. So if you buy this game, it looks like if you go and delete the game and re-download it, you can actually get different characters. So let's go ahead and hit continue. We're going to look at each of these three characters. Hopefully I pronounced things a little better than last time. So we have our yokai box here. So the three I have is this Chochen Obake, who upon reaching the age of 100 years and inanimate objects become alive and self-aware. So this oil lantern was made 100 years and 1 day ago. It possesses a fiery temper, so it's old. Now an interesting thing, if we look at the character here, we will find out all its abilities. So it has Illuminate, which blinds your enemies with pinpoint thermal radiation, sizzling eyeballs. Makes it harder for your enemies to hit you, though in practice I found they still hit you. Jubaku, which envelopes surroundings in a colorful explosion, sacrificing a portion of its health. It's pretty useful, actually. Flame Spit throws fire, which is what I recommend taking first. And Lantern Shape reverts you into a regular lantern, which heals faster and does not hunger. Now, an interesting thing here is, as you're playing the game, if you saw last time, and we'll probably see this time, sometimes in a dungeon you see some lanterns or umbrellas that you can't interact with, and at first I thought they were just there for decoration and to present an obstacle, kind of make a room into a maze that you have to overcome. But with this lantern shape, he would literally turn into a lantern. So I've run into rooms that I thought were full of inanimate objects, and once I approached them, they all came alive. So that was interesting and deadly. So let's go ahead and hit close. So we are going to select him. Like I said, we're going to look at all three of these characters in this podcast. So the modes here, you have Yokai Hunt. So you have to collect 3 scrolls, and I believe they start showing up on level 5. I've not found one earlier than level 5 when I go and look at everything. The Yokai Picnic, which is an easier version of Yokai Hunt. I recommend using this mode if you are going to go and try to fill out your yokai collection in your yokai box, because this is one where I have actually collected scrolls. Tutorial I'd recommend doing. It's very quick. I'm used to games usually having long tutorials and drawn out and telling you stuff you know. The tutorial tells you a lot of stuff you know, but there are a couple of things that I'll mention in this broadcast, but that you might want to relearn by doing a tutorial. And then the challenge dungeon. This mode is actually the only mode, and it's probably the main mode of the game, once you fill out your yokai box. Once you fill out the yokai box, the top 2 options are no longer available because you can no longer hunt for new yokai. At that point, you're just simply trying to see how far you can get in a challenge dungeon. So if you're looking for anything like a story or motivation beyond just getting a high score, once you fill your yokai box, that game does not have it. So let's go ahead and hit begin. So evasion. Okay, so if you see this flame to my right, I'll move towards it. This is actually the only way you level up in the game. You kill this flame, it is harmless. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this ability. We'll hit upgrade. Yes. Okay, another game updated. So like I said, this flame is harmless, but if you attack it and kill it, you will always gain a level, and there is apparently one on every level, which is useful information. You just drag this item over here to put it in your inventory, and we'll go up. Now, other monsters can kill that flame, and they will actually become more powerful. Kind of like, reminds me a little of Shiren, the Wanderer, where monsters can become more powerful by killing other monsters. But in this case, it's just that flame. It's the only way you can level up. Same with your enemies. But they aren't going to aggro that flame. That flame is a friend. I've only seen it actually get killed twice when I'm playing, and that was just by the monsters using an attack that kills enemies in a radius. So they're actually trying to get me. Okay, so we gotta wait here. We're gonna breathe fire on this guy. Now the nice thing here is that flame actually lingers, so it'll keep hurting him. And so far the enemies... Okay, now there's another... this guy. So I'm gonna breathe fire here. And I'm going to apply this heart powder to completely heal me. So he's dead. Now this game is actually pretty tough. You can see in the top corner that I have 7 hit points and 4 energy. I'm going to have to wait for the flame to go away. And you get more. I've gotten up to about 15 health. You probably get up to about 20 or 30. But it's very simplistic as far as your stats and things like that. You just get a few hit points, a few energy points. You can only carry 5 items at a time. You can only get 4 different abilities. So there's not a lot of variety in that department. The variety is going to come from the different characters that you get in the game itself. Now these things could all be enemies. If you see, it looks like lanterns and it looks like an umbrella, but they could all be enemies. Let's get close to them. No, they aren't so far. Okay, so, well, like I said, it is possible those would be enemies. They'd come alive and then attack you. They usually get the first hit if you get next to them, since you've expended your point of energy or your movement for that turn to get near them, and then they go and come alive and usually get a free hit in on you. So let's keep going down. So yes, if you are a type of person that is really impressed by fancy numbers, fancy graphics, things like that, this game might not be for you. If you like high numbers, like a Disgaea game or something like that, definitely won't find it here. Unless the game completely changes once you do Infinite Dungeon further. Okay, so we're going to be on floor 2, so that means another one of those flames is here somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and breathe fire here. I thought he'd be dumb enough to walk into it. I was wrong. And he killed me. I get the little "you died" message. So the Chochin Obake, it's a decent character. It deals a lot of damage, but it takes damage pretty easily. And you can see I'm number 7 for my characters. So let's hit back. Let's hit continue again. Then we have the Kamaitachi, but we're actually going to use him last because he has a healing ability and he is a character I can actually get furthest with normally. Let's go ahead and use Nekomata. Remember last time, this is a really cool character, a necromantic cat. It can do all sorts of cool things. Going to go ahead and use Yokai Picnic. And this cat actually has probably the biggest variety of moves out of all the monsters that I have so far. So let's move up here, kill this flame. Because you can do a curse, which reduces maximum hit points and SP for 5 turns. Turn the cat into a demon for 5 turns, so you can change your form. You can conjure fire to shoot a fireball. And then you can also go and make corpses out of all the skeletons in your vicinity. And I once came across a room that was full of skeletons, and this was actually very helpful. So you see you have a lot of things. You can change your form, you can conjure fire, you can curse enemies, and you can create monsters from skeleton corpses. And if you read this Nekomatas are very notorious, because arson is yet another thing Nekomatas are notorious for. Necromancy is yet another thing Nekomatas are notorious for. Demon worship is yet another thing Nekomatas are notorious for. And curses are, once again, something else Nekomatas are notorious for. So let's go ahead. Did I choose an ability? I'm not sure I did. Let's go to my character. If you don't choose an ability, simply hit on the top left corner of the screen, and then you can bring this menu back up. We're going to upgrade. Now, we learned last time that your monster pals don't actually follow you around to the next level, which is kind of annoying, because if you take this ability like I did, you're kind of weak until you kill your first monster on a level. Okay, now here's something I didn't find in my previous playthroughs when I was playing for the first time. It's one of these Amamoris. So this one protects me from harmful effects. They take up a slot in your inventory, but they do a lot of useful things. Some increase your attack power, some increase your defense, evasion. So there are ones that increase pretty much all your stats, and then there are also some that do like this, which make harmful effects less effective on me. Okay, so as you can see, I'm still kind of weak. I would really like to kill this guy. Alright, so let's eat this dongo. It's a sticky dumpling, it heals me. Pick up some liver powder, I'm sure my cat will like that. Heal status effects. Kind of makes sense since it's a liver. That's kind of what liver does. And now I'm paralyzed by this guy. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, so I died again. And that's even less points. So, hit continue. Let's go to the Kamadachi. Let's select him. I'm going to go to Yokai Picnic. Now here's why I saved him for last. I should be able to get the furthest with him because, if you look at his attacks, lots of them based on dealing damage. You got the Ling Chi. Death by Swift Cuts works best on immobilized targets. A slash 2 times for 1d2 damage. This one does a whirlwind attack, hits all enemies surrounding you. 1 attack, 200% speed for 2 turns. And a hamstring attack, so deals damage. Deals 1d4 damage, 50% chance to immobilize, so it goes good with this, because that works best on immobilized targets. But here is the pièce de résistance for the Kamadachi, medicine. So it is said to possess medicines that instantly heal any wounds. It restores 2 hit points. It restores 1/4 of my hit points whenever I use it, and I can use it pretty frequently in this game. So that, combined with his already high attack power, get pretty far with this guy. Now watch me die in the first level here. But of course I do not edit these videos. You are just getting straight gameplay footage. So sometimes, like the last 2, I died on the 2nd floor and died on the 1st floor. I've gotten further with them, but I wasn't recording at that time. Let's go ahead and heal. In 3 turns I can use it again, provided I have the energy, and you get energy pretty quick in this game. And you'll see he is going through these characters. Very powerful character. Now this guy throws stuff at me, or they did in the past, and I hated it. Because he does not have a ranged attack. Okay, we're going to use our healing again. Heal again, and I'm back to full health and have 3 out of 4 of my mana. Or whatever the game calls your mana in this. I think it's SP, actually. Since I guess you're also activating skills from this, so it'd be like skill points. Okay, let's hit these spider webs. Luckily, there are no enemies around. Now, in this room here, I am betting one of these is alive. Maybe not. Okay, that made me a pacifist. I'm no longer a pacifist guy. Alright. So let's see if any of these are. Okay, so you see, these guys came alive. And that was a mistake. I should not have activated all these guys. Okay, so... So that sake I drank, besides probably making me drunk, also increased my defense, and as you can tell, these guys are not hurting me anymore. Which is a good thing, because right now I would be dead if I had not had that sake. So, and this guy's also alive. So you can see he did 1 hit point of damage to me now, my sake wore power off. Keep going up here. We're looking for that little flame, because I want to level up again. I like to level up each level, because the bottom levels do get pretty hard. Let's go ahead and heal. Take the long way around. This guy made me a pacifist again. Kamatachis are not known for being... Okay, here's that flame. Yeah, we're not pacifist. So I am gonna go, and we want to get this hamstring attack. So now I can heal myself and do massive damage. And I'm starting to get peckish, so let's go ahead and eat something here. Let's see what we got. Onigiri, let's go ahead and eat that. Alright, so we found the flame on this level. I don't think there are any scrolls this early in the games. Remember, you have to collect 3 scrolls in order to summon another yokai. And I think you have to take him to a 10th floor and perform some sort of ritual. Okay, now this person has killed me before when I was playing a different character. I think when I was playing my Nekomata. So Nekomata is probably the most fun character to use in this game, because it has so many different abilities, but if you want to get far, I sure recommend having this Kamatachi. Heal myself again. Look at that. I'm staying at practically full health without really using any items. Okay, this Saki was super useful last time. Now, if we remember, some of those trees can come alive. We remember last time I was playing, and it'll make my highlight clip for the week. Those enemies were fighting each other. That bush was attacking one enemy. Ultimately, I died from that enemy, but... Okay, let's go ahead and eat this. Restore my health. And the big thing there was I don't want to be hungry. Alright, this guy screams at me. That's the guy who sounded like a goat yelling last time. If you look up goats yelling on YouTube, you can find a lot of goats, and they all sound like... I mean, I'm pretty sure I got that sound effect literally from one of those videos. I'm going to eat his corpse. So that's an Obozu, who sounds like a goat. I might be able to get a Yobozu, or Abozu. So let's try my hamstring attack. Let's heal up here. Cover some of that energy. And let's go on down. I think I got the flame on this level. So a dungeon does change in appearance. I mean, these are pretty much 8-bit graphics, so it's not that big a deal, but it is nice to have slightly different terrain and a variety. The music, however, does not change. And actually, it's working a lot better today, or I'm talking more and not noticing it messing up. Alright, so let us go and get the Lingchi. Yes, I am sure. Keep going here. So I'm up to 10 hit points. 6 spell points. And there is our first scroll. So I'm going to have to give up something. I don't want to give up defense, hit points. I get spell points pretty easily, so let's go ahead and throw that scroll in here. So scroll number 2. The tea peddler was a young, bold lass who promised to rid the village of the Oni. She began by scouting the island, then she and a few villagers put together a huge wooden basin. Finally, the tea peddler asked the villagers to bring whatever alcohol they had. Meanwhile, the Oni came and took away the poor soul, making everyone more than eager to cooperate with the tea peddler's schemes. The tea peddler then dumped all the various drinks into a basin, then added some herbs from a multitude of pouches on her belt. She didn't have to wait long. So that's the second scroll. First scroll, I guess, is the intro to this. I found that before. I haven't ever found the third scroll to see how the story ends. Assuming it's going to end with a lot of drunk Oni, but that's just me. I don't think there'll be another... Oh, shoot. I'm bleeding and this guy hit me. Okay. Let's use my Saki. Hit him again. Okay, now let's heal. So let's investigate this floor. If you touch that ice, you go all the way to the end. Let's go ahead and drag this guy out. I'm getting hungry. Gonna eat a corpse here in a moment. Let's eat this corpse, get some energy. So as you can see, using this character, I mean, like I said, I am literally just going and filming these characters. I made it to a second floor with the eyeball guy, not to be mistaken for a Suezo from Monster Rancher. The Nekomata, I only made it to the first floor, but now I figured this guy was... I just wanted his corpse. But I'm making it so much further with this character. So I would recommend, if you get this game, try to make sure you get this character. If he doesn't come with the game, you might even want to reset to try to get him. And I haven't actually... Well, now I'm about to die. And there, I died. But like I said, the Kamatachi seems to be the power character in this game. I strongly recommend getting him. Either first, if you're able to pick from the yokai once you summon 3 scrolls, or before a game even begins by resetting and attempting to get this character, because every time I play him, I usually get at least 1 scroll. Even if I'm just like lazily playing it, I get at least 1 scroll. That healing is just so powerful. I mean, the other characters, they might be able to do more damage. Nekomata, they're fun to use. They can turn into a demon. They can summon skeletons, which is a lot of fun. But this character here really seems to be the powerhouse if you want to make a character that survives to the bottom levels of the dungeon. Well, that wraps it up for this episode for this week. Remember, my name is Owen Azuris. Please like the channel if you like this video. Like the video. Give me a subscribe. I try to update for roguelike games on Wednesdays and Saturdays. This will probably be another in my Dine and Roguelike series. But Wednesday and Saturdays doesn't necessarily have to be one of those. Remember, Dine and Roguelikes is a series where I'm going to focus on playing a game for the first time, like I did the other day with this game, Yodanji, and then following it up, or taking games I've played a little already and kind of looking at them, different mechanics of the game, different characters in the game, not actually trying to beat them. I'm slowly going to start hopefully putting some Let's Play online. I'm doing gameplay footage right now. ADOM, I'm trying to do my weekly challenge on that. There's some other roguelike games that I play that once I do a Dine and Roguelikes, I'll start doing weekly challenges on those. And then just general gameplay videos. I have some poorly done footage from Dragon Quest II's demo, Dragon Quest Heroes, that my PlayStation, I don't know what was wrong with the video feed on that. I have a Neo demo where I played the demo of Neo. Didn't get very far, but that was my very first video. And a couple of videos where I die real quick. I think I have a Dungeon Mons one up, which is another game we're going to be looking at soon in Dine and Roguelikes. So until then, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Remember to like the video, give me a subscribe. Other than that, I will see you next time.